Hi everyone and welcome to Circle of Conversation with Cassie. I have a very special guest with me today and it is Sue Rouse, and Sue is from Soul Guidance System. So Sue and I are going to be talking about a topic which is wounds to womb to wisdom, and hopefully you'll get an idea of what we're covering in all of that as we go along. So welcome, Sue.
Thank you.
So Sue, I have known you for a couple of years now,
Yep.
or probably more than a couple of years. I often heard you speak about your work, but never kind of knew what it was about. You used to talk about colours, working with colours, and I used to think, how does that fit into everything? And it wasn't until I actually experienced it that I could see all the benefits of it. So when I thought of the topic of wounds to womb to wisdom, you're the first person that I thought of that would be perfect for this discussion. Would you like to tell people a little bit of your background?
My background is actually hairdressing
Oh,
and then
okay.
beauty therapy. So, from 15 I was working in a hairdressing salon. Then I became a beauty therapist. But what actually set me on my path was actually my mum. At about 19, Mum actually had cancer.
Okay.
And I'd go to her with all the doctors. They would actually experiment with different pills. In fact, she was a guinea pig. They would actually
Okay.
give her, we'd had a plastic bag, and nothing actually worked. But her journey put me on my path of there's got to be a better way. There's got to be natural therapies. I mean, I'd always been interested in natural therapies, but Mum's journey actually created a passion for me to find out, why do we actually manifest a disease? What is that from? And I've learnt over the years it's from an emotional blockage, or the emotions are actually unbalanced, okay? So that will then create a disease within the body. My journey was then to find out how to help people, to find out what created their illness, and how can I help them to remove or to see the emotional blocks
That's behind that illness.
behind the illness.
Okay.
The illness is the outcome, to me, from my experience, of the emotional imbalance
That's
within
already within the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why some people heal and some people don't. To me, if they look at their imbalance and what has caused it and correct it or remove it, bring it to even just expose it, Cassie, that will help their healing.
Okay.
So from then I was thirsty to actually learn any modality, any natural therapies that came my way, to be honest. So pranic healing, theatre healing, Bowen, I'm a Bowen therapist. But I was actually studying family constellations at once, I was drawn to that.
Okay.
And I even tried to become a practitioner in it. Booked 3 times and it was cancelled 3 times. So a message
Don't
from
we
above,
love those synchronicities?
it's like, well, what am I going to do? And the message I got from upstairs, my circle, you have to create your own. And it had to be with colour, so that the person could actually see their life in front of them.
And it's fascinating because, like a lot of people, they start in something mainstream, and it's through an experience like your experience with your mum that leads them into a particular area.
Yep.
The colour thing was something that I never gravitated to when you would mention it, and I would think, how does that work? Like, with you would say to me, felt colours, felt material squares, and I was like, really?
Yeah. How
Really?
does that work? Yeah.
Because a lot of people think in the work we do that we must take on everything and
no.
And it was like, I'm not quite sure about this. I don't know how that would work. But when I went and experienced it,
Yeah.
you really see how it works.
Yeah.
So that's what led you into it.
Yeah.
And like we just touched on, I loved how the synchronicities
Yeah.
was your circle basically saying you need to do this yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why you've come up with the soul guidance system.
Yeah.
And for people who haven't experienced it,
Yeah.
to see it working in
Yep.
front of you laid
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
is actually quite amazing.
Yeah.
So just going through some questions that I've thought of, and I know that people watching this will be thinking the same thing.
Yep.
So you've done a lot of travel.
Yep. Yep.
And we know that the wounds to our womb to wisdom, which
Yep.
is what this topic is about,
Yep.
again, all those emotions and that we carry,
Yeah.
we do as women, and
Yes.
this video isn't just for women.
Yep.
We know that there are men interested in what we're
Yep.
talking about as well. But we are talking about the womb and the portal
Yeah.
of the womb,
Yeah.
and then how we move through that cycle into the wisdom
Yep.
as our journey goes on.
Yeah.
So you're traveling,
Mhm.
and you've been to some amazing places.
Mm.
I'd like to do like a tick off of
Yep.
following you everywhere you've been on your pilgrimage.
Yeah.
How have you seen the differences in your travels
Yeah.
to different, like, ancestry, the way different cultures honour women and their wisdom and their wounds and all of that type of thing, how it's varied?
Yeah. Let's take Bali for one example,
Yeah.
right? So I lived there for quite a while. What fascinated me was the women, when they were going to get married, they would actually move into the husband-to-be's compound. They have compounds over there.
Okay.
So the women actually have a role, they have a purpose, and the compound is a community. So everything they do, the woman's role is to provide for the whole community, the whole compound. So it's tradition, but they have such a solid belief, such a solid faith, their ancestral faith as such.
Yeah.
The women have done it for 1 trillion years.
Yeah.
You know, that's their job.
And that, did you find that they haven't kind of varied from that even in modern times?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's actually such a reminder when you see a community at work, how far removed we are in the West
Yeah.
from that,
Yeah.
from the sense of community, from our purpose, and from our ancestral lineage,
Yeah.
which is my forte. I love that
Yes.
but the more I travelled, the more I saw we are so far removed
Yeah.
from that as women,
Yeah.
and we have to get back to that.
Yeah. And in one of our pre-discussions, you've also been to France.
Yep. Yep.
And you said that the French women
Yep.
can be very misinterpreted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas when we travelled there,
Yep.
we found them very standoffish and quite,
Yeah.
some people will say the word rude.
Yes. Yes.
I think we might have
yes.
mentioned it a couple
Yep,
of times
yep,
ourselves,
yep, yep,
but
yep.
it was that very much gave off that vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas you could kind of see through your work
Yeah.
where that was coming from.
Yes.
Did you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I found the French, I love the French women.
Yeah.
They knew who they were, they owned who they were,
Yeah.
and they were proud of who they were.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared to go, not scared, I wouldn't use that word, I was apprehensive of that they would be rude, etc.,
Yeah.
arrogant, all of that.
Yeah.
But I admired them because they
Yeah.
knew their worth, actually,
Yeah.
Cassie.
Yeah.
They knew who they were, they respected themselves.
Yeah.
And the men respected them. And it was a fresh environment to be in.
To be in, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
wow, this woman
Yeah.
is, you know, and to me they weren't rude.
No.
They were actually who they really were.
And really, when we look at all of the cultures,
Yep.
it's the indigenous and certain very strong lineage going back that really have that respect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that my experience is Western women have more wounds than Indigenous cultures,
yeah.
but there seems to be this, like you say, this real solid foundation of the womanhood with elders and everything. And I did see something a number of months ago, and I thought, oh my goodness, that sums it up. Where, nonnas,
Yes.
Nonnas are so respected in Italy, and the grandsons and the sons, they don't do anything, that mama or nonna. And this actually came from a man, so I thought this was really interesting.
Yep.
He said the greatest respect of a woman, if you want an example, and the Gladiator movie's come up a couple of times for us recently,
yes,
so this is interesting.
Yeah.
He said, go to the part where they're over a pit, and the queen, his queen, the Gladiator, I'm saying the wrong movie, 300.
Oh, okay.
300 with Gerard.
Okay.
I can't remember his name.
Yep.
So go to the movie 300.
Okay.
So they're over a pit.
Yeah.
The other war people have sent a messenger to basically say to him, surrender, or we want to negotiate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he doesn't retaliate, he doesn't abuse or anything, but he moves the messenger to the edge of the pit.
Okay.
And he looks back at the queen.
Okay.
And he waits for her nod or disapproval, and she nods. So then he pushes in. And this man was explaining that that's the type of respect that is the balance. The main character is the strong, the soldier, protector of his land,
provider.
but he did nothing without the permission
of
the queen, or at least consulting her.
Yep.
Did you find that as you went around?
Definitely, Cassie. And what I found was interesting was the depth of their faith, and I'll call it faith, but it was their ancestral lineage. That they had a firm foundation, and the woman's job was to be the intuitive, as you were saying, and provide the information. Then the males again would go out, exactly what you've just said, and go forth literally with it. So
there's a breakdown of that, isn't there?
We don't have that in any way, shape or form. I mean, even just the respect for women, let's just take Australia.
Yeah.
It's non-existent,
No,
really.
No. I think we think we're way ahead, and we've come a long way, but I don't think we have.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I did see something just even in the last couple of days as well that basically said how, a couple of good aspects is we are realising we don't have to stay in relationships.
Yes.
We don't have to do the ironing. We can wear our clothes wrinkly. We can say no to toxic things and that.
Yeah.
But we can say it, excuse me, but the rest of society has to hear us say it.
Yes.
And that's what's not happening,
Yes.
that wisdom. And I'm just going to touch on another area. So what do you believe is the major influence and dramatic difference in our society? So let's not even talk about America or England or just here in Australia.
Yep.
And with what's going on, because we're seeing a lot of different things where, people are carrying things from their past.
We are so separate from ourselves, Cassie. Ourself, like who we are, what we are so separate in here in Australia. We've lost that. We've lost that connection, and we're selfish. We are self-absorbed. We do everything for ourselves. Whereas just let's go back to India or back to Bali. they will have communal meetings. They'll all have a say.
Be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the money comes back. They work out how they're going to educate the children, where the money is allocated. It's a communal.
So it's really that old saying of, you know, the village.
Yes.
Yes. The children aren't raised by
No.
parents.
No.
They're raised by the village.
And everybody has a job, but they know their job. Like the women know that the grandma will be looking after the grandchildren.
Yeah.
The women do the cooking. Everything is
Shared.
and, but they're connected to their roots, Cassie,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
what I loved. It's like they don't question it because they know
Yeah, there's that knowing.
that
Yeah.
that inner connection to self that has gone on for hundreds of thousands of years, and it sustains the community.
Yeah.
It actually feeds them.
Yeah. Another thing that I think is interesting, especially here in Australia, and I know it happens in other Indigenous countries. Malcolm and I were travelling down New South Wales. We went to Nowra. I think that's how you pronounce it. And we came across some areas where it was turned into a modern day park, but there was a mountain in front of us, and it was a mountain where they used to mine aluminium. And even in the days of the late 1800s, early 1900s, even those early miners that came in were told, you cannot go into this area. And the sign was still up there today, where it went down to a little creek, and that was the women's business.
Yes.
And that's even where the women were helped by the elders to give birth in the and me feeling energetically, as soon as I walked up to that path, even though we weren't allowed to go down to it, you could feel the energy. And the story that was up there was how the men knew and respected that once those women went down that path, that was sacred ground. And we tend to lose that, don't we?
Very much so. And I saw that in India especially. I saw that in Fiji as well. You know, it's women's business, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And this is what we need to be getting back to, so that we can actually hand down that wisdom, that knowledge to each generation.
Yeah.
The kids now, God bless them, they'll actually look at the internet for an answer to giving birth.
Yeah.
Whereas there is so much wisdom contained
Experience
within
around.
in the lineage.
Yeah,
You know, ask your grandmother, ask your mum.
Yes, yeah.
There will be things that are known, that are
They're
only
not in
shared.
text.
They're not in text. They're not written.
Yeah.
They are remedies. They are rituals.
Yeah.
They are handed down from generation to generation.
Because the thing is, I think from what I've looked at and experienced, I'm quite envious. Whether it's India, whether it's the American Indians, whether it's our Indigenous, there's that envy, not jealousy. Jealousy is a different type of emotion, but that real envy of, why aren't we sharing this? You know, we don't have to have coloured skin to have the knowledge. And the wounds to womb to wisdom is, there seems to be at the moment this real thing about anti-aging.
Yes.
Anti-old.
Yes.
You know?
Whereas the crone is actually respected for the wisdom.
Yes, yeah.
But where was I going with that? I that's what actually feeds me when I travel, Cassie. It's like that energy, experiencing that, being in an environment that is actually of that depth, of that wisdom.
And you're like a sponge
and
to it.
Your soul, my soul, absolutely is a
that
sponge.
That energy of it.
It feeds me. It actually aligns me. It grounds me. It actually, it's you can't buy
food
that.
for the soul.
Food for the soul. You cannot buy it.
Yeah.
You can't.
So part of our conversation is trying to encourage whoever's listening to this, our members, whoever, that, you know, we don't have to have a particular colour to our skin.
No.
we've all got, just even through our lineage,
Yep.
which is the work you do,
Yep.
through your soul guidance system,
Yep.
through the lineage of the wounds,
Yes.
and coming into that wisdom and recognizing it,
Yep.
and that we really need to tap both locally
Yes. Yes.
and, you know, Australia and,
Yep.
you know, extended,
Yep.
and tap into that wisdom that we're
Yes.
all sitting here with that life force
Yep.
wisdom.
We're all connected.
Yeah, exactly.
But why aren't we connected?
Why aren't we?
Why aren't we talking to one another?
Yeah.
Why aren't we sharing our wisdom
Yeah.
and our knowledge?
Yeah,
Um,
because I think there's definitely younger people
yeah.
who crave it.
Yes.
Yep. But it's not being delivered,
No.
or people are thinking,
No.
you know, I haven't, you know, what's my story
Yeah.
of any benefit to anyone else? Whereas
Exactly.
that experience,
Yeah.
and I know my journey,
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd done a lot of
Healing.
healing
yeah.
and
Yep.
self-analysis
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
of that.
Work.
But when I went to your session, I was actually quite shocked and emotional, and I'm not an overly
Yep.
emotional person,
Yep.
but I was quite shocked at what came up, because
Yep.
it was something I'd never ever
Yep.
kind
Yep.
of looked at without going into it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you know, I kind of had put into little boxes
Yep. We file.
all the logic
Yep,
of, okay, now I can self-analyze. I see why
Yep,
that happened, why that
yep,
happened, why
yep,
that happened.
yep.
But there were things that came out of your session where I was like, I've never actually looked at that that way.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I suddenly looking at that person?
Yes. Yes.
Because that person's always been in a particular
Yep.
way
Category.
for me,
Yep,
category.
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
suddenly I'm like, what's happening here?
Yep.
I felt actually quite, I don't want to say the word out of control,
Yeah. But vulnerable.
but vulnerable, because
Yeah.
it was like, hang
Yeah.
on, I've ticked
Yeah.
and flicked all these boxes,
Yeah.
and now I'm
Yeah.
over here looking at something
Yes.
I've never looked
Yeah.
at before.
Yeah.
And I think us as Westerners, and we're trying to keep it local.
Yeah.
We're saying, especially here in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to go, wisdom, that's all connected to Indigenous and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to say and get people to talk about and share, you know, our lived experience.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how Western it is,
Yeah.
there's still something
There's
in
that separation.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
have to get the connection.
Yeah,
We've
and,
got to
and
get the connection.
the world can be spinning around us, but
Yeah.
we still are the centre of that wisdom.
Yep.
And I think what's happened too, something I was thinking of before
Yep.
we've done this today, is that, and I may have mentioned it to you, we've kind of, we lose our womanhood.
Yes.
We
Yes.
go from all of this wounding, taking on lineage even before us,
Yeah.
and then we become mothers.
Yes.
And then we become, you know, we're also a sister. We're, you know, we're someone's, you know, whatever.
Yep.
And we lose that
Yeah.
that woman,
Yep.
that sense of woman, which is the intuitiveness,
Yes.
which is the wisdom,
Yes.
which is the natural knowing.
Yes. Our feminine lineage that we have
Yeah.
actually had for hundreds of
Thousands of years. Yeah.
This is where my job, your job,
Yeah.
is women as such, is
Yeah.
to bring that connection back.
Connection back.
So that we're actually not alone.
Exactly.
We're respected. We actually respect ourselves.
And
for
we've
the
got to
depth.
we've got to respect each other.
Exactly.
It's not
Exactly.
anyone knowing more than anybody
No,
else.
No.
And I have to admit, and I'm going to be perfectly honest here,
Yep.
part of why I know you, I've known you for a number of years now, and even though I knew what you did, I was always still hesitant.
Yep.
And it's not that I didn't respect you, but it was like, okay, I'm a
But
bit
didn't
unsure of
understand it.
this.
Yeah.
And the minute I understood it, I got so much out of it that I
Yep.
wasn't expecting, that I just was
Yep.
not expecting.
Yep.
And I'm not saying it was painful, it hit me in
No,
the
no, no,
face.
no.
It was like, oh, hang on a minute.
Yep.
Why am I looking over
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
So it's that respect of what each other
Yes.
does.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
brought to my journey your system, we'll call it, but I'm going to call it your journey wisdom, that affected me so greatly that I wasn't expecting. So this is what we need to be tapping into and sharing with each other.
Yeah, definitely.
So the other thing I wanted to touch on too, how does your soul guidance system tap into moving people on? Because I've not long ago done an actual mental health first aid certificate, and I did it for a number of reasons, but it was very eye-opening for me, having had mental health and depression in my journey. It's very important for me that we don't get stuck in something, that we need to move on. So your system looks at the lineage as well as the person's journey.
Yes.
But you definitely get them to move on from that. Because in the mental health, the old school used to be, you talked about the trauma and everything constantly. Every time you went to a psychiatrist or...
You're on the merry-go-round.
You were on the merry-go-round.
You're repeating it.
Yeah.
And that's actually, to be honest, why I love the system. I mean, it was channeled to me. So I just was following orders as such.
Yes.
They said it had to be colour. So it consists of literally a mat and the coloured squares.
Yeah, I know. You've got to experience, because I remember when I first met you and you were trying to describe it and I was like, this lady.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell?
Yep. And it's like coloured felt squares. You've got to be kidding me. And a mat, really?
Yeah.
But what the coloured squares represent, I call them the players, right? So that can be the people, the situations, the issues that you actually place. The mat represents your life. So the colours you will choose, I will ask you, what colour are you? What colour are your mum, dad, whatever we're dealing with, which was, we have a conversation first, obviously. The position and the colour that you place them on your mat tells me everything.
Yes.
But it actually just doesn't tell me, which is really irrelevant. You're seeing your life smack bang in front of you.
And things you're not expecting.
I'm helping you to expose what you filed away for perhaps generation after generation.
As well as the journey you're in now.
Exactly. So the positions, the colour will tell me the energy associated with it. So let's say you had black as yourself. Tells me everything.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever is the darkest on the mat is the greatest issue that I need to help you to work with, to find out where it came from. And to help it to be removed, released, just expose it to the light. Okay? So if there's a light coloured one, that's great. The energy is totally different. But I've got many colours.
Yeah.
And
you got many.
and the positions also tell me whether is it supporting your journey this lifetime? Is it a block in front of you? Has it come from somewhere else? Depending on the position that you've placed it. So I love that you see it.
That was the thing that shocked me.
Yes.
Because I could tell there were things in my lineage that had come into people who were in this journey with me. But I know I could see where it had come down. But how it shifted on the floor with the colours. I had not realised that I was looking at it that thing as a perception. And in my work, I always say to people, look at the perspective, the bigger picture. And I realised that in my own journey with the colours, that it was telling me, but you're still seeing that from a perception. Not the bigger picture. So it was actually quite mind blowing.
And you will look at it perhaps in a negative. My job is to help you to actually thank it. And flip it, I call it flip it, to make it a positive.
Rather than being stuck.
And your perception of that is that it's a negative influence in your life. Well, actually, it's only presenting the wound that you are carrying from somewhere else.
And we want to make it clear that part of this wisdom that we gain is knowing that sometimes that can be carried through lineage.
And that's what I love, Cassie, is because it actually takes away the personal. You think it's your fault, or that you've created it, and then you actually realise it's like, oh my God, it's actually not mine. It was my great grandmother's. It's been in the lineage for a trillion years. I'm just carrying that energy through, and that.
Which is a lot what I saw in mine.
Exactly. And most people, it's like they have their aha moment.
I had an aha. I had a big aha.
And for some reason, which I don't even understand, once you stand on those colours, it brings up the energy.
I'll tell you how I described how my body felt it. Was you could be standing on a 2D surface, which was your floor, with those colour, and it was like, you know, when you see a computer generated 5D. It's like everything.
I see the energy shift.
It's like it became dimensional. And it's like, really, that person, are they jumping out? Why are they jumping out? So very much energetically. You think you're just standing with colours in front of you, but it feels like, it's coming 5D or 3D, whatever you want to call it, around you.
And that's what I love, when the person has that aha moment and the energy just changes. It switches. They feel it. They see it. And it takes a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes sometimes just to stand in that energy and then release it. It's like it's exposed. And then it's like, oh, this is really not mine. And it releases. It's very simple, Cassie.
Because you and I would know, and other people that work with clients, some people are on a treadmill. And you know, you even know, talking to them, that it's the same conversation all the time. And you know, something that I'm very aware of when I'm working with people is how many times people use the word trauma. And how many times they use the word this happened to me. And that's not by any means
belittling them,
or ignoring what someone's been through, and we've all been through similar things, maybe packaged differently. But I do, you know, I really do take note of how often someone does that. And what I thought when I left your soul guidance system, the session with you, was how it took maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe a bit longer, and I was like, that I was not expecting
the shift.
That. So you kind of think after. But then once I had, through your help, realised where that came up and surprised me, and I processed it. We talked about it on the day in the session, but then that processing afterwards, and now it's like I'm like, oh, okay, I see it now. Okay. So I've left it there. Even though that specific thing I hadn't seen before that day. So it's very important that part of what you want people to get out of it is to kind of process it, what comes up, but also leaving it at some stage.
And just if I can add in there, if you're not ready subconsciously to expose something, it won't come up until you're ready
for it.
Okay, and there'll be layers, so perhaps you have to bring in, you know, the next door neighbour and release something associated with them. Then the real issue,
it opens the wound.
It opens the wound for healing. And instead of running away or feeling scared, the wound it's like changing your perception. It's like, right, this wound, this energy of the neighbour, what does it present to you? What wound is it enabling you to heal? And that I find fascinating.
Fascinating, yeah.
You don't have to relive it.
No.
It actually, you're not in there.
Yeah.
It just, the energy comes up. It's like, oh, okay, that energy reminds me of the guy that sexually abused me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that.
Yeah. Because it's not necessarily what's happening in front of you now.
No.
And this is why I
That's
found
the
yours.
depth of it,
The
Cassie.
depth of it was fascinating, that I could see a number of patterns that were lineage.
Yes.
Even though it's like, but I'm in this lifetime, what's that got to do with me?
Yes.
But I started to see it differently.
Yes. Yes.
So very, very important that people realise that it is about you also helping people bring it up, look at it, and then kind of leave it.
I channel, so I get the messages I get the message what to ask.
Yeah.
Or who to bring in, or what energy to bring in.
Yeah.
And then
as you go through.
I'm going through, when someone presents a colour, let's say a dark colour, it's like, okay, now I need to bring in so and so or such and such.
Yeah.
That will then allow that energy to come to the surface if they're ready, and to be exposed and then released.
And I think that's the thing that a lot of people, if you say the word system, they think it's like like a textbook system that you just go through and click. But the fact that you've just mentioned, it's very organic for each person, because you're actually getting you have your system of colours that's evolved and you've channeled. But each session is very organic. And someone else and I had a conversation who had been to your session as well, and we were saying, not that it's about going back and digging up more wounds, but there were a couple of things where we were like, I've thought of something else. I'd like to go back and see now what comes up with that. So it's not something that you do every day, but it does really open up where you go, okay, I wouldn't have got to that reasoning by myself, because obviously if it came up as a shock, I wasn't looking at it.
No.
So to then do the session and then process it and let it go, but then certain times think, I wonder where that sits now. So again, that curiosity, it opens up a curiosity. And this is the wisdom from these sessions.
Yes.
The work I do, the work other people do. This is the wisdom we want to share with people. Regardless of age, but my mission is very much younger generation as well.
Same.
So even if someone listens to this conversation and can take one thing and maybe use it as wisdom for their daughter, daughter-in-law, whoever, that's what our mission is to, we've had the wounds, where whether you've had children or not, you could be past the womb, but now it's a portal, portal for that wisdom.
Exactly.
And that knowing that we have.
So
the other thing I wanted to just talk about as well is how are you loving your actual journey? So I know you, and I know a lot about your story. But how are you enjoying your journey of wounds to womb to wisdom?
I love seeing where things come from. And as I said before, it takes away you think that you've done something, or that you're different from everybody else, that you've come in and you're special, or that's probably not the right word, but my wounds are usually, everybody has exactly the same wounds, they just presented in a different format,
packaged differently.
And so by looking at your wounds, you then can change not only past, present and future generations. You actually move in a totally different direction. So that's the wisdom of, I can choose that old wound, I can buy into that, I can play the victim, Or I can realise that's actually my whole female lineage.
Yeah.
I'm choosing something different. I'm
Yeah.
releasing that because I've healed that wound,
Mm.
and my new journey is going to be blah blah blah.
Mm.
So
you're at the stage in your journey where you're just you've got a lot of wisdom, but you're still enjoying being the sponge of all this.
yes.
Yeah.
And like you, I know that my job is to share that wisdom now. I went through a stage probably just recently, maybe 3 years ago. It's like, what is my purpose?
Mm.
So many people have ego, so many people don't get it.
Yeah.
They're materialistic, they want to get up on stage, they want to do all
Yeah,
this. It's
yep.
like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And it took my journey to, okay, no, I'm at a different stage. My wisdom now my job is to hand down that wisdom to the next generation.
Yeah. I saw something a while ago, and then I kept getting that as a drop into me from my circle, which was so I did see the words kind of the same somewhere beforehand.
Yep.
And it's like my circle took those words, reshaped it a little bit,
Yep.
and gave it to me as a download, which was, do you think you have walked on
Yep.
the shoulders of all of us
Yes, they are totally behind us.
to get to here?
Yes, most definitely.
The most important time. And I think
Yep.
this is it.
Yep.
Everything is kind of building where we all know, doesn't matter where you are on the planet, that this is the most important
Yeah.
time in humanity.
We are,
Whether it's me talking to you here, talking to two people, whatever, and that was the download I was getting. Do you think we have done all of the struggles? And that's not saying that we don't have challenges in the journey here, but we have walked you on all of our shoulders for this time.
Yes. I heard an interesting terminology the other day, the way shaper or something, and I thought, yes, that's what I've done all my life. But now I have to actually share that because our path has been to do that.
Yeah.
And we're at that pivotal point of like, okay, enough is enough. Now we have to share the wisdom and bring back the ancestral knowledge and wisdom, the connection to each other, instead of removing what is no longer needed.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a bit the opposite. Can you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm ancient, and in my day, being of channeling whatever, I would have been put in a psych ward with respect if I had have shared my knowledge and wisdom.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now it's acceptable.
Yes.
And it's my job to help the younger generation so that my journey is not wasted.
Yeah.
Women all around the world, their journey is not wasted.
And I think in going right back to the beginning of what we started talking about, the different cultures and the different wisdom that we perceive just to be there, I think the message here today is that it's not just, we keep looking outward and saying all that wisdom is just from Indigenous. The message we're trying to give everyone today is it's sitting next to you. It's sitting in front of you.
It's within us.
Just because we haven't, sat around caves and that's in all respect to other cultures. But we have to realise that the wisdom, just because we're westernized, does not mean that we haven't come back through our journeys to that fundamental wisdom. And the image I keep getting is that, the bit of, well, damn girl, do you think we went through all this?
Yes.
We had to walk you on our shoulders to get to here. And we think of lineage. That makes us think of lineage. And we're here now. Well, now my vision is flicking forward. So we are the turning point. And then we know others will follow. But we are part of that pivot. So they did all the come on, hop on the shoulder.
Yeah.
We do the pivot,
Yeah.
and then wear that pivot
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. And interesting for me is that the energy on the planet was not available. Like, we look at our parents and we're like, well, why didn't you change? Why didn't you leave that
Situation or-
abusive husband, whatever
Yeah.
it is? They didn't have the consciousness or awareness
No.
available to them.
Exactly
Whereas
what we have now.
to me, it's our responsibility, because we have that awareness and consciousness available to us, to change that.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
to help other women or beings, it doesn't matter if they're women or not, to actually change the scenario for the next generation.
Next generation. And I think that's it. You know, we're talking a lot about wounds to wisdom, but it's also the male.
Yes.
That, you know, I even think of the practicality of a men's shed.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you send a young person into a men's shed.
Yes.
It's years and years and years of accumulated knowledge.
Yes. Yes.
And then the conversations, because I've got a gentleman who's a client,
Yeah.
and he works in the men's sheds.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, you start off talking to a young person
Yes.
about, you know, the planer.
Yeah.
I think that's what they
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it.
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
You know, and suddenly you're passing on, you
Yes.
know, marriage, you know,
Yes. Yes.
what they believe is
Yes. Yes.
the essence of a good relationship, a
Yes.
healthy relationship.
Yes.
So again, we take this
Yeah.
this knowledge,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we tend to think, because of the Western programming,
Yeah.
that, you know, do you remember when you would drive around and there was no such thing as retirement village
No. No.
when we were younger?
No. No.
And, you know, when people went into an aged home,
Yeah.
this is my experience,
Yep.
they were very, very old.
Yes. Yes.
Like the lady
Yeah.
next door to us, we absolutely adored her. I used to
Yep.
do all her errands as a child.
Yep.
And she was in her 90s, never had children.
Yep.
Her husband had died just before her. So she was in her 90s when she went into aged care.
And that was normal.
Normal. Now
Yep.
you drive around and
Yep.
you get, you know,
Yep.
retirement village over 55s.
Yep.
And it's like, hang on.
Yep. I'm
I'm years
70.
past that. It's
Exactly.
like the age just
Exactly.
kept bumming down.
Exactly.
And that really gives you the energy of, you know, well, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
this is all of the advertising is aimed as,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
you know, keeping you
Yeah.
youthful.
Yeah.
What are we afraid of?
Exactly. Exactly, Cassie.
And I think I discussed with you the story of, I saw this woman who worked in advertising and PR, and I was interested in it because that's one of my old backgrounds is
Yep.
marketing PR.
Yep.
And she was saying how she's now like 45-ish.
Yep. Yeah.
And she went to a very big brand. So I'm
Yep.
not going to say what the
Yep.
brand was, but
Yep.
I'm talking
Yep.
very big brand makeup.
Yep.
And they said to her, so we need you to or I think she'd been working on a campaign, and it was for older women's skincare.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Do you remember me telling you?
Yep.
And it was, so it was for mature age.
Yep.
And this marketing person said, okay, so I've got these people lined
Yep,
up that
yep.
can do it. And this other person, who she said was probably the same age as her, maybe a bit older, said, oh no, we don't want anyone like that.
Yeah. And yet
And she said, but
yep.
these are really attractive older women. And she
Yep.
said, no. She said, no, they need to be
Yeah.
in their, at least their 20s. And she said, but
He's
they're
selling
not
a
mature.
product. Yep.
She said, no, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
She said, we need to use a younger person
Yeah.
so that the older woman can say, that's what I want to look like.
Yeah.
And she said back, but that's not what they look like. And they said, no, but that's what the campaign.
Yep.
And she said that's when she quit marketing PR.
Yep.
And I can kind of relate to that. I
Yep.
didn't have that exact experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the marketing, and this is
Yeah.
back in the 80s, 90s,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to a fairly high level.
Yeah.
And at that level, sitting in meetings and what you heard discuss, it was nothing to do with the benefit to people. It was all about the image, the
Yeah.
selling, and
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
acceptable and
Yeah.
what's not.
Yeah.
So I feel like this wisdom,
Yeah.
light bulbs are starting
Yeah.
to go off,
Yeah.
that what's wrong with the wrinkles?
Yes.
And we have got wisdom. We may have lived in suburbia, Sydney or Brisbane or, you know, Mildura.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just because we weren't in a tribal sitting on top of a mountain or anything, we've still had the journeys that we've gathered wisdom.
Well, I love the way the wisdom is handed down, because beauty therapy, right? I used to specialise in Brazilians, right?
Okay. Oh, okay.
All
Interesting.
Right. So interesting.
Yep.
So there's no escaping. The woman is on the table, and
Yep.
I am doing what I need to do.
Yep.
And I used to get quite frustrated with spirit. I'm like, I'm waxing, and you know, what is my job? How can I? And always spirit would send me someone that would ask me about spirituality. And so there I've got a one-on-one handing down my my wisdom.
Yep. While
I'm doing a Brazilian.
Okay.
And I used to laugh at spirit.
When we say the universe works in mysterious ways, that's mysterious.
I'll share something with you. Again, beauty therapy. I had a very religious lady, God bless her, and didn't believe in any of my stuff, as she said. She came every 6 weeks and booked in and had her waxing and all of her beauty stuff. She rang me one day, probably I'd seen her for about 6 months, and she rang me. She said, "Sue, you do that stuff, don't you?" I said, "Sure." She said, "I want to book in for one of them." I said, "Okay, so what's gone on?" She said, "I had my veins done and I died on the operating table, and they brought me back." Right? Definitely not into spirituality, petrified of it, right? So I said, "Sure, I'll book you in." What she didn't know was every time she had come to me, a guy would come in spirit in a pair of the Bonds shorts.
Okay.
You know the
Yeah.
navy Bonds shorts?
Yes.
And the singlet and a hat and a pair of thongs. And he would stand in the corner energetically while this woman was having all her facials, etc. And he would dip his hat to me, and I'd say, "Do you want me?" I'd have a conversation and say, "Do you want me to share that you're here?" He's like, never spoke, but just, So that goes on for 6 months. So she comes for her session. He comes in again and stands in the corner, and he said, "Tell her." And I'm like, okay. It turned out to be her ex-husband that had been killed in a car accident 3 or 4 years earlier, and but she wasn't ready to accept the spiritual aspect of his death.
Yeah.
And I explained to the lady, she said, "Oh my God, that's my husband."
Yeah.
And he was trying to explain to her that he had died in Victoria instead of in New South Wales, because the insurance policy would have only paid if he died in the state that he, don't ask me what, but this is what he was telling me to tell her. And that's apparently what happened. So 6 months, and if I had explained that to her the first time she came, I probably would have never seen her again.
Yeah.
But she was ready after having the death experience to hear.
So something's opened. Something's
a portal
opened.
opened.
Yeah.
She went to WA to live after that, and I never saw her again. So
your mission was to deal with her in that 6 months.
And to open her up to the possibilities of a spiritual world.
Yeah.
So I love that happens. So that's wisdom to me, being used
in a very Western way, like going in beauty.
Here you are waxing somebody. Yeah. And I love that, Cassie.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because I think the thing why I have such a mission to have these conversations, or we have such a mission, is again, we think that, and I even notice with some of my clients, we live in a 2D world.
Yes.
We live in it.
Yep.
We can't escape it.
Yep.
And we're here in this vessel to live it.
Yes.
But I think sometimes people want to totally remove themselves from it.
Yeah.
Still live here, but be totally removed.
No.
And the two have to meet up.
Alignment.
So that, and I went through that in my journey where I thought, how can I do this? I'm corporate. And yet I have all this stuff. I should be walking around in, what's the name from
Hip-
Fleetwood Mac?
Yes, hippie.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Stevie Nicks.
Yes, I was going
You
to
know,
say Stevie
why
Nicks.
aren't
Yep,
I walking around in the bat
Yeah.
and the bell skirts
Yeah.
but I would wear corporate suits
Yes,
and drive corporate
yes,
cars, and it's
yes.
like, and it was like, well, hang on,
Yeah.
course, that's your
Yeah.
world.
And this is where the perception of spirituality back in the day, is all false. All false.
Yeah,
We are spiritual beings in
Yeah.
a physical body,
Exactly.
having an experience
exactly.
on the planet
yeah.
Earth, and
yeah.
that's why we're here to have
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah.
And all those experiences allow for healing of our wounds that we've come in to
experience. So it doesn't matter what era we're in, because we're in 2026. Doesn't matter whether we live in a house or a city or wherever. Our message is we have to recognise that we have a lot of wisdom, purely from journey,
Yeah.
and again that connection
And
that we
also to add in there that we have the responsibility to clear those wounds.
exactly
Because we have the availability to do it.
to do it, and like you say, the consciousness
Yes.
on the planet at the moment,
Yeah.
the portal's been opened.
Exactly.
So
There's
whether
no running from it, actually.
and it's even the simplicity of, I've had some great wisdom
Yep.
from people
Yes.
talking to me who've never had a child
Yes.
to do with children.
Yes. Yes.
And then on the flip side, I've had the silliest advice
yes,
from people
highly qualified, supposedly, in that field.
who don't.
Yep,
And then,
yep.
we've all experienced also someone who hasn't had children will quite often tell you what to do with your children, so they're not emotionally attached. So I think just because we have or haven't, if that wisdom is coming in good faith
And sharing
sharing it,
our journeys.
I think we have to be open to it.
Yeah.
But the real conversation is that the message we wanted to get across today was definitely looking at those areas of wounds,
Yes. Yes.
and then looking at whether we've had children or not, that getting to a cycle in our journey where now the womb comes the portal to the wisdom, or the wisdom's
Definitely.
or it's leveled up as
Yes,
we've gone through,
Yes.
and that no matter what we do, whether we work in the fields like ours, whether we're a shop assistant, whether
Does
we're
not
a
matter.
carer, it doesn't matter. We've got that wisdom,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people out there that need to know it.
Yep.
The other thing that always jumps out at me is, and I remember a bit like you mentioned earlier, what's my purpose? And I
Yep.
remember once, and this is a number of years, saying to my circle, I don't get it. Probably going through about the same thing as you,
Yeah.
There's so much I want to share with people, but, how do I do it? All of that type of thing. And, am I really making a difference with people, with guiding them through readings and all of that type of thing?
Yeah.
And I just kept getting the download of, don't worry, a seed is a seed.
Exactly.
A
Yes.
seed is a seed.
Yep. Yep.
One thing could have.
Yep.
And then it was kind of confirmed because a couple of years later, it may not have even been a couple of years later, someone came back and said something to me
Yeah.
about one thing I had said in
Yeah.
that reading
Yeah.
that had a pivotal
Yeah. Turning point.
turning
in their
point
life.
in their life that day.
Yep.
And I was
Yep.
really blown away by
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
So a seed is a seed.
Yep.
If you're sitting on a bus
Yeah.
and there's someone that needs a little bit of wisdom that day,
Yep.
and it might be 3 words, it might be 60
Yep.
words in a conversation,
Yeah.
a seed is a seed.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Wonderful. So tell me, how do people get in contact with you?
Okay, I have a website, wholesoul.com.au. Otherwise, they can just contact me personally.
Yep.
So you'll send the
Yes,
link, obviously,
so-
or have the link.
What we'll do is at the end of the video,
Yep.
we will put all the information and a link
Yep.
and your website and all of that as well.
Yep.
Anything else you want to just mention there before we...
I just want to actually help people to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
If we're suffering, it's our choice.
Yeah,
It's actually our choice to
Yes.
suffer. we have so much availability, not just my work, there is so many modalities out there that can help you to actually remove those blocks and move forward easily.
Yeah. And it's very important to make sure in this day and age that they're ethical
Yes.
and authentic
Yes.
modalities, because
Yes.
you and I, we're gonna have a conversation
Yeah.
with a few different people about
Yeah.
that exact
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That you know, there's people ethically
Yeah.
that want to do the right thing, are very authentic.
Yeah.
But there's a lot out there that's really
In fact, Cassie, I've even said those words myself. I don't take my gift if I am not real.
yeah.
If I am not, real, I don't want to see stuff.
Yep, exactly.
It's like no.
Exactly.
So.
And I know from my personal experience, if I approach someone to do something with me, it's because of their energy that I feel of how authentic they are.
Yeah.
So if anyone bombards me,
Yep.
if they come to me bombarding,
Yeah.
I straight away know that.
Yeah.
But if I'm approaching you, which I've done with this,
Yeah.
in my very what the hell is these colours about approach, then you can pretty much guarantee that I'm giving you the tick and flick of authenticity. Well, thank you, Sue. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We will just to let everybody know, we will put all the information at the video.
Okay.
I'm going to give people a little bit of a snippet
Yep.
of another conversation I'd love to have with you down the track,
Yep.
because some people watching this will know that I have a very surprising, unexpected being presented to me connection with Mary Magdalene, which I didn't know was Mary Magdalene
Yes.
until and Mother Mary until
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another conversation for another time.
Yes.
And you've actually done the pilgrimage to
Yes.
Magdalene
and I
Caves
would love
and-
to take people
yes,
to that
yes,
cave.
Yes.
The energy is phenomenal. I've
Yes.
never experienced anything, and very special.
yep. So I'm very much. I just wanted to let people know that
Give them a
there
little
is
bit of a taste.
there is some really
Mm.
good conversation there. I'm a sponge with you, but as far as that goes, because it's like I can remember being quite upset that you said I'm going to Magdalene Caves. It's like, why don't I know about this? Why do I not know about this? So that's something to look forward to. So again, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you,
today.
Cassie, for your time.
And for everybody else, we'll have all the details for your work at the bottom of the video. So thank you for our conversation.
Thank you, Cassie.